It's not always easy predicting the future. For several students, they have an idea of what college is like and what to expect. But for those who don't, Professor McMath and Carpenter give an insight on what really goes on in college.
It wasn't what I had expected, what I had wanted out of my school. Because I'd wanted to be able, take just a couple of gen eds, general education classes, and then jump right into getting onto that horse and just writing and writing and writing and enjoying the fact that I was learning new stuff to make my writing a lot better.
I expect it to be kind of independent, and the teachers aren't going to hold your hand and you're going to be responsible for everything.
They say that college is so much harder than high school, but then on the other hand, my other friend says that it's easier and more carefree. So I don't know, I guess I don't really know what to expect, but I know that I'll be prepared no matter what I do because my parents try to make sure that I know what I'm doing.
So when the student graduates from high school and comes to college, they probably have something in their mind about what it's going to be like, that they think it's going to be more difficult, more challenging, and it will be.
Some students are really good at realizing that you have to make a connection with people. You can't just show up, be in the class, and then disappear if you really want to get everything you can out of the class.
A college program, whether it's a community college or a university program, is going to require the student to take some fundamental courses in math and science and in humanities, English, history, economics, whatever it might be. And this may seem like just an absolute waste of time, but the reality is that in today's world, people need to have some acquaintance with a wide range of subjects. You cannot be scientifically illiterate and function well in this society. I don't care what your job is going to be. So while it may seem like these initial courses are just hurdles I have to jump over, they really do serve a very important role. And along the way, you can begin to take courses, maybe at the end of your first year or second year, courses which are more specialized, which fit precisely what you want to do. And you can major in hundreds of different things at most colleges. And so you can find that interest, but we have found that it is very important to get those core courses so you're a well-rounded, well-educated person as part of the process.
Every class in college is going to be a little different, and the person that's teaching the class is some professor who thinks this is the most important thing in the world, And to that professor, it is. But here you are as a student, and you're trying to figure out, okay, well, how can I incorporate this into my world, And you make connections, and you kind of have a goal of where you want to go and what you want to do in life. I mean, I'm a documentary filmmaker. I never thought that, the science classes I took were going to be something that I would use, but I've ended up making documentary films about science. And I had to be able to at least know enough to talk to those scientists, to kind of be able to get into their world. And if I hadn't had some of that science in college, I would kind of be lost, and I wouldn't have the confidence. I think having a college degree gives you confidence to speak to all kinds of people and feel like that you are an educated person and you know enough to carry on a conversation and to ask good questions and to teach yourself. I think that's what I got out of it.
So colleges and universities are looking for bright students. We're looking for students who've excelled academically, made good grades consistently, didn't have a lot of ups and downs. But we're also looking for students who are well-rounded and who have a life, who have found something outside of the classroom that they feel strongly about, that passionately about. It may be service in their community. It may be participating in a club in a serious way. It may be music, it may be athletics, whatever it is. There's something in that student's life that feeds them, that helps them, be a more well-rounded person.
I think balance is real important. I think you don't want to just spend all your time doing your schoolwork because you probably won't do it that well if that's all you're doing.
Even very bright students often come into college without some skills that will be very important for them. I've noticed over the years that a good many students are not prepared for a fairly heavy reading load where they don't have a lot of prompts as to what they're supposed to be picking up. but they'll get into college courses where the reading is pretty heavy and there's not a guide at the back of the book to tell you what you're supposed to be looking for. So that's one thing. I think another thing that students sometimes lack, particularly very bright students, is a good, well-developed set of study habits. In many cases, the best students don't really need to study that much for many of their high school classes. And so they get it to the next level, and that inability to focus and make time and do all the things that one needs to do for a class, they may be lacking in that.
Students attend school for about 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and for 9 months in the year. Although their purpose is to prepare students for their future, the following students shared their opinion on who else is responsible.
Yeah, I think the students should help prepare themselves because, I mean, yeah, teachers are just teachers, they're not superheroes.
We do talk some about the need for schools to improve, to do more things with the students, but at the end of the day, it's really the student who's going to be successful or not. The student, if the student really steps up and works hard, applies themselves, goes the extra mile, they're going to be successful. If they're not willing to do that, there's really nothing that a teacher can do to prepare them. The teacher is not the one who's going to be entering college as a freshman, nor is it the mom and dad. It is the student, and it's really their responsibility to take charge of their own education.
I think students and maybe even parents and their families should be the driving force, and the schools should maybe be the guiding hand to show you which direction to go. And I feel like schools should know what the students' next steps should be. I feel like that's kind of their jobs.
I think that the school needs to take part, but I also think that the student also needs to have responsibility for their actions and for what they need to do and keep up and be on track of their work and duties and get good grades in order to go to the best college that they can and basically just do the best that they can.
I think knowing the material is more important than just passing by, because if you're like trying a lot harder and trying your best for these harder classes, well, it's because college is going to be hard and these classes are hard, so it's like preparing you.
Yeah, I think that we're trying to take steps in the new direction, or into the direction of like getting involved, like teachers and students getting involved with each other, but we might not be there yet.
In conclusion, high schools have a major role in students' achievements. Even more, location and student population may either aid or hold back a student's success. For the students that decide not to go to college, it has been researched that students need to take similar courses as a college-bound student to be well aware of the world around them. Students, it is your responsibility to be the driving force of your future. The next step is up to you. Viewers, a student's education will impact your life because America's success is dependent on the bright minds in the younger generations. For more information on the education system, go to act.org and look at the policies and reports. Or to see how others are making an effort to make America's education the best education, go visit the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation website. I'm Miley. Thanks for watching.